hanging out under this awning there. Perfect. How's your day going, man?
It's going good. I'm still in Eureka.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good that it's you haven't given up on it. I want to get to that light step. I want to get to that light step because it's like once I heard that at 25, I was like, okay, now we're starting to talk about what I was wanting. Hey, everybody, welcome to the workforce. That makes no sense because you're probably already part of the workforce. Welcome to the live stream. If you're watching this archived somewhere, thank you for coming and checking this out. In today's video, we're going to be leveling the mighty Bard. We're almost to level 59. I'm hoping to hit 60 before I need to kind of get some work stuff done. It is a never-ending busy world. But anyway, let me know in the comments whether you're live or later if you got any questions, comments, anything you want to see. We just released our Ninja controller guide. I'm hanging out here with Sparta. I'm going to be doing some leveling roulettes, and if anybody wants to join in, please let me know. But what we're going to do first is I'm going to just queue and go do some dailies. Are you playing the game right now, Sparta? You're still in Eureka?
I'm in Eureka.
Hey, Manny. What can I do?
I will say this.
I'm on live. Why don't you go watch the show? I'll bring you a snack in a minute, kiddo. Can you close the door, please? Can you close the door, please? That's opening the door. Can you do the opposite? There we go. That's a good girl. Go enjoy your show. Sorry.
I will definitely stay with Eureka, like with Anapagos. The whole like chaining has we in the shout chats, we literally shout this. The train is dead. Long live the chain.
The train is dead. Long live the chain. I love it. The well, that's good. There's a weird feedback I'm getting. Just FYI, Sparta.
Yeah, it's my push to talk.
Okay. Hey, good morning, Kevistrel. How you doing, dude? Hey, Cody. How are you doing today? I might have to switch to an alliance because it says 18 minutes on leveling. Everybody be leveling. Or they're all in Eureka and not running leveling roulettes on a all about the eggs. I think yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. Let me go ahead and try that. Duty finder, withdraw. I don't feel like waiting 18 minutes. If I felt like waiting 18 minutes, I'd do PvP. Oh! Oh man, I cracked myself up. 26 on that? No way, man. I bet that's gonna be much faster. Oh yeah. So like, so is it still chain 30? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing you're working on your mic. So, Chemistry, what you playing right now? So, I'm working on a vid. Editing tomorrow should be up and aiming to get 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, nice. 2 to 3 a week, dude. You're the man. You are the man.
Can you hear me, Brian?
Yeah, much better. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I just realized where a headset, one of my headsets, USB ports is. I've lost the other one. I gotta find it.
Dude, I have so many headsets. It is a blessing, but yeah, like there was a time where it was like, okay, I have this okay headset, and then I have the one I prefer, but then like one of the kids would grab it, and I'd find it like randomly in the house, but. Then the one I'm wearing right now is a gift from one of my buddies who like gave it to me after I had my gallbladder out, and he knows sound, dude. He's my sound dude. Like this guy's like, you gotta check this one out. And I was like, oh man, and it's perfect. It is perfect to see.
But yeah, basically, so I can basically say like the light farming. The reason I love it, getting this tank, and as you get high, like. When you're like the lower levels, you start, doing the light at 25, like So
yeah.
If you're in a party of like all of you are 25, you're chaining level 30 mob.
Okay.
Because that's 5 levels higher than you. The light's gradually getting it. But as you go higher, you're getting more light.
That's nice. But the light though like, is that gamification of what I was kind of like. I wish there was something else. Like for me, the only idea I thought of was that can you tell me how many times I hit chain 30 and give me like can we do better? Just like a weird random little bit of feedback, you know. But
yeah.
the light in and of itself is a little bit more gamification. I like the sandboxiness of it. Like, I had no issue with that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, like, can we, you know, because the other thing is the trade-off is like coming from 11 was that in 11, what you would do, because you would just go kind of find a camp and you would, you know, sit there and farm, but you had, because of the way the combat was, it was slower, so you would be talking, hey, what's up, Emily? You'd be chatting and talking with your friends while you leveled. And in 14, like, that's the thing I found that was the most back-breaking for me, is I was a healer. And I was, the combat's fast, but I was trying to recruit. And I couldn't recruit and keep people alive. And so it was like, okay, we need to give this to somebody else. Nobody wanted to take the responsibility for it. And it was just frustrating to the point where I was like, you know, it'd be great if I could just say, hey, if you want to join us, and people could just come in, see what was open and join. And, you know, that way I was like, I could focus on this and we could, like, hey, we got 6 people. Hey, what's up, Year Zero? Thanks for the sub. Really, welcome to the workforce.
Yeah. I definitely feel you on the whole, having to recruit as a healer.
It is,
like,
it's painful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unless, I will say this, I have had it where, I've had to, right now,
30 minutes? Jeez Louise. Any tanks out there?
I wish I could come help, but
You're fine.
I still got another 116 minutes in this instance.
You're fine.
Plus, I have another 52 minutes of my potion. That's another thing they added. There is a potion that only works in Eureka, and it's just an EXP potion.
At least it's 14 minutes. Where is everybody on? What are they doing today? They doing Wrath?
Sunday, and they released a relic.
Yeah. The question now, I'm like, should I just go spend time in Eureka instead of leveling? I want to level Bard, though.
Nah, I'd say are you 60 yet?
Almost. 58. I'm almost 60.
I would say do a little Palace. Because that should be instant.
Yeah. I don't want to do Palace.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm going to check Cross World. Sup. Anybody for leveling? Hey, Jelly. Yeah, I was like, this is... I just want to hit 60. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Was thinking of getting into that myself.
Like, you can actually go and look on the market board and see it. It's the Potion of Harmony.
Potion of Harmony. And it's sellable?
It's sellable on the market board and everything. It's expensive.
What does it do?
It's literally, like, you have your regular potions, and you can use them for the buffs in Eureka, but the EXP buff does not work. Okay. But this potion, it literally only has one effect. Gives you 3% extra EXP. Oh,
wow.
But this is the caveat. So, like, the EXP effect, well, it's not just expensive.
Yeah.
The EXP effect there are 2 durations. You have your normal quality duration, which is the 60 minutes typical, and then you have your high quality duration, which is 90 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So that's half a lockout.
Yeah. Cool. Jeez Louise, 15 minutes. I was like, I'm going to do dailies. I'm going to see where this is at. And if it doesn't pop, guys, I'm either going to go try to get into Wrath, if anybody will have me. Or I will, I'll go into Eureka, normal, and I'll do challenge log stuff. I'm going to do something today. I'm going to make some progress today on something. And then I might go for a run, and then I'm going to go code. Because that's what I got to do. I got to go program the computers. Feeling much. I slept, dude, like... Julie let me sleep in. Like, typically, I'm a 5 a.m., 6 a.m. kind of guy.
Yeah.
Get up, get busy. I've been going, and at the end of the day, like I woke up today and I was like, what time is it? And I look at my clock and I'm like, oh, it's 10:30. And Julie's like, yeah, I think you needed to sleep. I was like, I literally, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I don't want to get up. It was like I went to bed last night and I woke up at 10:30 this morning. And I think basically I was telling her, I was like, I've been just pushing myself so hard that it's like my body just is like, I'm taking this time back, buddy. You're gonna sleep. Oh, yeah. So Julie's like, why don't you just spend the morning, do what you want? I was like, I want to play some BARD. I'm enjoying BARD so far. Guess I got those dailies done. Let me talk to this guy. Come with us. But yeah, I've been kind of actually like once I heard about light and once I heard about the how things morph or whatever, like you can kind of have that that happen and change. All of a sudden, I felt like my ears perked up. I was like, okay. I don't mind the grind. I'm like, the thing is like obviously I love RPGs. I like grindy games. It's like, but there was just like the thing that still concerns me is the fact we don't have a level sync, and that's where it's either going to get real annoying real quick when I go in and start trying to catch up, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the fact there's going to be a lot of people catching up and it becomes a non-issue. That's going to kind of be telling. Hey, what's up, kiddo?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just.
We'll get you some food in a minute, kiddo.
I can definitely see the whole thing. They do need some more. As you keep saying, gamification, they need that level sync. I mean, they already have it. It's already in Eureka, Animo.
Yeah. Because it's throughout the game. Yeah, it's throughout the whole game.
Well, I'm just talking about in Eureka, because if I went into Eureka Animos right now, at a level 31, I am level 31, I will automatically get synced to level 20.
What happens if you die?
You lose a level.
Like a whole level?
Like, after you hit a certain level, yes, you will lose a whole level.
Well, I mean, it's just that, like, let's say you're at 30, 31 or whatever, and so then you go to 30, so etc. And it says level down, but then obviously you're still synced at the highest level in there. Well,
the only thing about the death penalty, it's the same death penalty that in Animo. If you die and are not red, and you have to hit the return, or your timer runs out, you lose a level, or you'll lose experience.
Yeah, I mean, the experience loss, I expect. I was just kind of wondering how they handle that, because it's like, because they sync you to the zone, then it's like, okay, so you're right, it is already there. They've synced you to the zone itself.
So why can't they just sync party? Like, I have to go.
The UI is needed. It's like, the thing is like, they need to create that, and then if they create it for Eureka, they should just create it for the whole game. And be done.
That's the main concern they have, and it needs to happen. But at the same time, a lot of people will abuse it, or they'll find some way to break the system.
We shouldn't be afraid of that, though. We shouldn't be, because they should find, okay, and then we get ready for those adjustments, because at some point it becomes, baked in. I think 11 did it really well. It was really interesting. What was also valuable about it in 11 is that you had the merit point system, so there was always an incentive to do it. And while I don't think the merit point system would translate, anything that translates to extra grind after your main leveling grind to do content breaks it, but if it affects battle. But I'm just like, there's so many different stats that they could give us, so many little things that they could give us in the game that's just like this base character progression that, you could easily reward. And then you could even give the player the choice to choose what to level, right? So let's say, a 1% in movement speed increase per level in non-combat, or in things like that. So it's like it has no impact on combat, but and then in non-instance. So it's like if you're just out in the open world, you get to move a little faster, or you could even make it by zone. I mean, there's so many little things they could do. That'd be kind of. I think it'd be kind of fascinating to see what they.
Yeah.
Like teleport cost reduction, a natural teleport cost reduction, or a natural. What's up, Nico? How you doing, man?
Yeah, and I do agree, and I'm just of the mindset. I know how they don't want to copy a system that already exists from another game. I can kind of see why, because they'll be like, people will be like, oh, you're just copying that game, or you're just copying that game. Why don't you do something different?
It's like, I'm fine with different, if it like makes sense. But it's kind of like saying, hey, you created this thing called a pizza. Can we make it better? You know, so it's not always like, okay.
That's why I see it. I mean, just flat out copying the system, though.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody wants. Same kind of thing. It's like I've been kind of on this kick of like, how do we incentivize all this content they've already created and make it awesome? Why? Because it's like they have all this great content that we don't use anymore. These systems that just kind of sit there that go unloved. It's not that I don't want new content, or I don't want them to sit here and focus, because I want them to focus on new content. I want to see them focus in on dynamic scaling of content, so that way they don't have to sit here and, you know, like players could push themselves to the max. They could challenge themselves to the ultimate level, because it's like no matter what, you're always going to have people say like, oh, can we make it harder content? Can we get this? Can we get this? And it's like, sure. And then it's like, you know, how do they balance that? They need dynamic difficulty, you know, DDA, but in the sense where it's like, let the content level up. And then, you know, and I think that would end up being so powerful to the life enjoyment of this game. Yes, sweetie?
Can you give me my snack now?
You want your snack now?
Yeah,
what I find really interesting, like, I do agree that, like the whole stick of, like, the, what's it called in WoW? That system that we were talking about, like what we wanted in 14 in WoW.
Mythic Plus.
WoW. Mythic Plus. Okay. Yeah. So people are saying like, why copy Mythic Plus from WoW? And I'm like,
Mythic Plus is a copy of the Rift system from Diablo.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing, I'm thinking like, so we look at like Mythic Plus, like if we got that kind of system, let's just call it Savage Plus. We already have Savage, so let's just call it Savage Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
We copy that from WoW. Didn't WoW technically copy a system from 14 called Level Sync? I mean, they improved it.
Right, and it's
flat out they improved
it. And that's why competition is so important in games and in an industry, because it says, hey, this works. Can we make it better? And it's that I love to see Final Fantasy's take on it. I want Yoshi P and the development team, but then I want them to look at that idea, because like one of the things of the issue of 14 originally was they weren't looking at what everybody else was doing. They kind of just were in this, you know, this whole world of like, oh, this is what, you know, we're doing this thing. And then eventually it was like, oh, there's this expectation of what should be in a game, and we weren't even aware of that expectation when, like, the controller setup. And Nico, I'm doing really good. What's up, Marshall? How you doing? It's a cool, man. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. You know, there's you can always go into lurk mode. That's always great. But sorry, go ahead. Chemistry, you want to finish with that?
No, you go ahead. You finish yours.
Well, and so it's that, and so with that concept, it's like I want WoW to try things, because it's like, you know, 14 might try something, and then it's like WoW can say, oh, that didn't work. How could we? Okay, you know, it's like learn from each other, because can we improve it? Like, what if we tried it this way? Oh, that worked or that didn't. Diadem is a great example.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Maybe WoW takes a.
What were the things they're fighting? What were they called?
What were those things called?
Yeah.
I don't remember which one I was fighting that you saw, kiddo.
But
do you remember what they look like? Sorry, Sparta, 1 second. I don't want Maddie's not going to be able to hear you, so she'll just like talk right over you. All right, hold on a second, Maddie. Go ahead, Sparta. It's your turn.
But like Diadem, to me personally, if the only thing that I could see improving Diadem, and I mean it could legitimately be improved to a degree, one change. So, like, currently, if you go to Ishgard and you queue for the Diadem, the only Diadem you can really queue for
is like craft and gathering, right?
Well, no, it's the battle.
Careful in this place.
You can't really queue for the Matron, which is the gathering, crafting and gathering, which is just gathering solo in Diadem. if they would just do that, or just make the item a zone that you can actually just zone into.
Go to, yeah. Go into it. Go into it. It's just another area in which that you can go to and you can get to manually. Otherwise, you need to add that to the duty finder list and not to some random guy in Ishgard. You know.
Because the item gathering, like some of the items that you can get from there, are well worth it. Because some of it's just glamour items, but as we've always said, glamour is the true end game.
Well, and it doesn't have to be like I could when we talk about, we're gonna call it. Don't touch the computer screen, kiddo. It's not touchscreen. When we talk about Manny, I said not to touch the computer screen.
I want water.
You want a water? All right, let me go get you a drink.
No, I'm hungry.
You're hungry. What do you want? What do you want to eat?
Make me my food while I go watch my show.
Okay, I'll get you a snack. 1 second. Can you say please?
Please, please, please.
All right, cool. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get her a little snack. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Whee!
Welcome back.
All right, sorry if I missed any chat. Rip Q, did I miss it? Yeah. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. Kids, this is the leveling. 13 minutes, man. Let's try withdrawal. I want to run something. 11 minutes. Seven minutes. Cool. All right. Did that. Grab these quests. Side of Moghome. All right. Turned all those in. We'll just go there. Boom. Hey, what's up, Samantha? the game knows. It's like, wait a minute, he hasn't moved his controller in a while. So
yeah,
it's like, all right. That's how I have to play this game. You know, it's like I'm gonna get interrupted at any moment. That's why it's always interesting because it's like that's why I also try to keep live streams pretty, compact between an hour and two. Yeah, like I'm a tank healer, dude. I'll DPS as a caster. The only reason I'm leveling all these jobs is because people really want the controller guides for them. So I was like, all right. Downside is that I didn't have them all at 60 before Stormflood. So a lot of this was a lot of leveling, and then I got super busy this year alone in and of itself. So it's like my game time has been fairly short. All right, let's go in here. No, I do not want to descent.
Oh, you're unlocking Moogles?
Nope, I am doing this BARD quest.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's got me in here. There we go. Yeah, like I've done several of the quests, but it's like, oh man, like these guys.
My headset picking up good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I moved closer to my TV screen. It's a little bit further away. Yeah, I would definitely say they.
There we go. Talk to you now. Forget which ability this gives me.
What level is it?
58.
Can't be Iron Jaws.
No, I just grabbed Iron Jaws.
I can't remember either. It's been a while since I did those quests, but I leveled all that back in Heaven's Word. You kind of probably see it already. Like when you get all your jobs at 70, like doing your upgrade when the next expansion comes out.
It's gonna be so
we
much
don't know
easier.
what. It's gonna be a lot easier because some of yours you leveled from 40, 50.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't.
I did several from that range, and then when it came down to the jobs I didn't really have an interest in caring about, like machinists, then I jumped in. Yeah. Well, I was like, I'm not spending that time from 30 to 50. I'm getting more options to level. BARD I'm actually enjoying, but BARD I already had it. I had it 52 from previous.
Nice.
And I already had Dragoon. Dragoon is already at 60. So it's like,
they really screwed up machinists when they took away the. I'll give you being able to move around as a BARD and a machinist is nice. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those players that didn't mind that.
Well, the idea that you could turn it on and off was interesting because it's like, yeah, okay, you need to move, turn it off. You need to stand still. Like now you have the ability to stand still. Let's give you a little bit more power. The problem with that I have with it is that it was introduced so late in the game. It was just shocking. So it's kind of like saying, hey, you're gonna play this one way, and then at this level, it's totally different. So everything you thought you liked about this job might have been the movement, but now we're taking that away. And so where it's like the point where when they made the change, I would say I would have been fine if they introduced it at level not even maybe 30, but at least at some point before hey, you got this job here. Guess what? This is how it plays now.
I can kind of see the point of it, but see, my point, this is where I saw it from.
Mm-hmm.
So I had come from, I'd never played BARD. I played BARD to level 15 before.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't even gotten a BARD. I'd only gotten an archer.
Right.
And the only reason why was the crossroll skills. Well, no, excuse me. I did level it all the way to 32 because I had to get Quailing Strikes for my Black Mage.
Right.
So I came from the point of a Black Mage. Black Mage cast times back all the way in ARR were 3.3. I mean, they were like ridiculously long. Like my Black Mage now, yeah, I'm getting a 2.8, maybe even a 2.2 cast time. But it's still, as a Black Mage, I have to stand still so much to, But I learned the whole, slide casting.
Yeah.
But then you look at the Bard's cast times, when they started having cast times, you were looking at 2.4 cast times, or 2.4 with a 2.6 recast. Okay. That's even a higher slide cast time, because you got that 0.2 seconds of movement after the cast goes off. That's where I saw it from, because it's like, I'd already mastered slide casting as a Black Mage.
Yeah, as a caster, it didn't bother me. It was just like, but you, as a caster, you already have that baked in at level 1, so it's kind of no major shock or anything like that. I heard. I may cancel this 1 second. I just heard Maddie. I'll be right back. Okay, it didn't pop. All right. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, the I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, because I always thought it'd be interesting if they brought back Ranger. where Archer could go to Bard or Ranger, and you could always make Ranger have that kind of concept, so that you can kind of pick what you want. Do you want mobility? Do you want damage? And I think people would, sometimes when I suggest these kind of things, people are like, well, people are going to complain that they want both. Bards are going to be upset. It's like, give Bards a ton of utility, just like, like people are going to complain. People will always complain. We shouldn't sit here and say an idea is bad because some people might not like it. There we go. But yeah, that still then kind of cues off of the idea of the two multiple jobs per class system, which I doubt we will.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see with 5.0, because I honestly think that with 5.0 we could easily see where they get rid of the class system altogether. But we'll have to see how much work that decides to take, and that could almost mean kind of another rebuild of the game. And that's where it's like, can we get the zones rebuilt? Can we get the cities rebuilt? And if you're rebuilding all that, does it make sense to also just rebuild? Does that make sense to have that calamity from the lore perspective? Sweet. Okay, the Warden's Payon. Nice. So that's the.
Is that Warden's Payon?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That should be the.
Songs.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
Let's see here. It's an ability. It removes a detrimental effect. That's what I thought it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I already had it. I already had it bound.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I like they added. It's like You can't do it like when you're under level 30 because of you don't have your job crystals yet.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're level 30, you can literally just have
Finally.
all your skills bound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's actually nice that you can kind of, like, especially when you go in to Palace of the Dead, it's like outside of it. The only downside is, like, I wish I could quote unquote bind the spells, my mudras for ninja. That way I could be like, do this and get this, do this, and, you know, so having that, you know.
Yeah. I kind of see why they don't, because again, it's that whole issue of macroing. Because that's what it would be. It would be a legitimate macro for the mudra.
Well, I'm not talking about macroing. I'm just talking about, like, when I bound my little kind of key, I can't bind the skill under it, etc. Saying this is what I'm trying to get to. I wasn't able to bind that image. Yeah,
gotcha.
macros need to be would need to be completely rewritten.
Yeah, it's. I can kind of see the.
There was a macro thing in World of Warcraft that I really enjoyed. That it was like essentially it was kind of the if you change, like, it was like every time you press the button it would go in order. So if I press it once it would do A. If I press it again it does B. If I press it again it does C. Oh wow, I haven't done this one in a while. And if you change targets it would always start back over. And I always really enjoyed that. I wish we kind of had that here. Because that way it's like, oh, I want to do this ability, then this ability, then this ability. It's basically like you were able to build out your own combos in a macro. Why is he in the center?
But yeah, I just hope that they can kind of resolve all the issues that a lot of the players that have had. I can kind of see some of them not being resolved anytime soon.
Yeah.
But then some of them, you know, could possibly be implemented either better or at least in a way that it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to get better. We all know that because, I mean, everyone's going to look back 3 years from now, 5 years from now, when we're looking at, what, Audi 8.0? We're halfway through 8.0 at that point, and they'll be like, oh, you remember all the way back in 2.0 when it was like this and this and this?
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, it's like, I remember.
I mean, even right now, I mean, people like players that are coming in now, they're like, wait, what? Or, huh? And like, yeah, that's how it used to be 3 years ago.
You shall burn for all eternity.
People don't believe it. And then they go back and look at archive footage from like players that were playing during there, like on YouTube. And they've archived the footage. They're like, whoa, really?
I think somebody was, I don't know if they were joking or whatever, but they were saying that it's a DPS loss to do their limit break because in the logs it doesn't reflect it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hurt me.
The logs actually do reflect it, but it's not reflected as your DPS.
Right.
It's reflected as its own DPS.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on how, like, your party composition. But in most cases, a melee using a limit break, depending on the melee, it can be a DPS loss. Because of how long the cast time of a limit break. It being like 4 or 5 seconds, you miss like 2 off global cooldowns.
Right.
So it can be a lot, but it depends on who uses it. Like, getting a ninja to do it can be helpful, because theirs is like the fastest, and they already don't do a lot of deep. I mean, it's legitimate. They're like one of the lowest DPSs, melee DPSs. They're there for the goads.
So I'm here for the goads. 10 minutes, that's better. Alright, let me head to Sea of Clouds.
I think everyone has goad now, don't they?
Yeah, anybody does. Yeah, if they want to. If they want to take it. Yeah. Well, in 4.4, I guess everybody, you know, should then.
Yeah. Well, they also have other skills. They're there for smoke screen, which is a ninja.
I already got you a snack, kiddo. I'll get you some lunch here in a minute. We'll go watch your show. Can you close the door, please? Come here. You open the door. Can you come close it? Alright, he's waking up. I don't know if I'm going to get this leveling in.
Was that leveling roulette?
Yeah, I'm running a leveling. Let's see if it pops here in 10. 1 second. I'm going to close the door. Whoa. Cords. Cords. If he can interrupt the end. Oh, that's good to know. Healer rescue. Interrupt that limit break animation lock.
Yeah, healer rescue will interrupt the limit break animation. But again, it's that whole issue of the only healers that legitimately used rescue was those troll healers. I'm hoping more healers start using rescue, because it is a huge help.
Yeah, you get to stay in longer, get pulled out. So I guess ninjas technically have they can teleport out if they wished, but most likely it's going to be jump in.
I mean, it's just like black. I think all jumps have a skill that teleports you around in some way.
I'm really hoping that 5.0 paladins get that skill, because it's like I'd love to see them almost kind of Noctis from 11, from 15. Like they throw their shield and just teleport. Basically, it's the same skill, shield lob, but at like a certain level, you get a trait that all of a sudden you teleport to your shield. Yeah.
So yeah, paladins are the only ones that don't have a draw-in effect that can draw them away from or to the mobs they pull. Because you got like warriors have not shoulder tackle. It's basically shoulder tackle for a warrior.
Yeah.
Dark Knights have their jumping
plunge.
sword. Yeah, plunge. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Please let latency go away.
Something. Oh, it's this guy. I was like,
lag. Oh hell.
Yeah, lag's the worst, especially when it's like I'm needed. What's up, Super?
Well, I will say, Super, if you don't mind a heavy grind as a DPS, and you don't want to sit through the queues,
make a buddy.
House of the Dead and Heaven on High. That's about the only thing I can suggest.
That's find a friend.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Find a friend. Find a tank or healer friend. But yeah, if you're looking to level like an alternate, like your primary job, MSQ.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I heard
always
that's yeah. I heard the
MSQ
MSQ is really good.
Yeah. I'm saying like the basic story of the game, not the roulette.
Oh yeah.
That's always your first. Get to 70 on
What's
one
up?
job. Then you
Come on.
What do you say, kiddo?
Come see.
Come see what?
Come see what I want you to do.
You want me to come see what you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute.
and then the second thing would be, your roulette. You getting a tank or healer friend to help you out with your queues. That's always a big help. And then Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High. If you're trying to get really fast, doing your daily hunts, your daily beast tribes, those are always important.
Yeah, especially the 60 plus. Like it gives you, and when you've capped out on them, it gives you a bunch. I mean, like ranked, you get a bunch more experience. That's what I'm doing right now. Is just while I wait for my queues to pop.
Lag when you're the healer is bad.
There we go. There's a pot right there. Yeah, I love the Sea of Clouds. And then it's like, now it's like, oh no. Their zone design is so fantastic. Though, like, what I've seen from the Eurekas, it's like, wow. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeffrey. Sorry I missed that comment. Welcome.
I'm hoping that they take what they've learned, like design-wise, like area design-wise, from Eureka, and bring it into the main game.
See, I think I'm wondering if, from a technical perspective, if we're not going to see that, if that's not like once they can get the, the cross-world, stuff done, where it's like we could all be kind of playing together, and that's where Eureka, I think, benefits as being its just own zone. Bone to pick.
Oh, you're thinking like cross data center, not cross world.
Well, there's a cross data center value of matchmaking, but like you see that they do the matchmaking for Eureka, so they can try to ensure that you're not going into a zone and no one's there, right? So it's like, okay, cool, like let's matchmake you. But then essentially the same kind of concept of, imagine if you could go to Eureka and it's like, the game automatically does that for you. So you zone into Eureka and it's like, okay, let's fill this one zone before we make a new instance of it, and so that it's just open world, and then all of this game, the whole game, like this zone right here. Imagine if it was all cross stuff. So right now, as I'm flying around, it says we're gonna put 300 people, or whatever the theoretical best balance is, in that zone to start, and so that all zones, because they already have instance, they already created the instance piece of it. But what they need to take it to the next level is the concept with cross world and say, oh, okay, check it out. All zones are that way.
Shard system, wow.
It's just, they just shard it out so that it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, that way, I would sit here and you would see people who are in the zone and they're doing stuff. So it makes the world more active, more alive. But it doesn't matter what server anybody's playing on.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about it now that I think about it, that would really help the server dependency. Because right now, as it sits, just in Aether, so you're in the Sea of Clouds, correct?
Yeah.
There are 16 instances of the Sea of Clouds. Currently, there are 16 just in Aether.
Hey, thanks.
If I remember correctly. Isn't that how many servers there are in Aether?
I have not hit any duty stuff, so I'm almost 50 at 59. I'm just gonna do this one leveling and I'll be done.
You can go to 60.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost 59. I'm doing my my dailies, and it's like it keeps ticking up. I'm like, oh. So DPS queues suck.
Yes, they do.
Okay, I'm gonna mute guys 1 second. All right, I'm back.
Oh, I'm back.
There you go.
But
Bosom
yeah,
buddies.
So even if there's only like 10 or 15 people in each instance, there's still one instance per server. Why don't they just push? So like, I can't remember how many servers are on Aether in total, but
Well, I don't know, but it's that they can instance zones, right? So, oh, cool, it popped. Finally.
But so I could definitely see like that would help the servers out, like not having to have these, only having this that like again Sea of Clouds, as a law. Those are huge open areas that literally are filled with nothing but little islands, and you got so many different instances of it, and they're all the same, and they only have so many players in it.
Yeah.
So
and if all of a sudden, and then they could start to shift to the open data, like cross data center matching, right? Because then all of us, like, I think we'll see that with PvP. I think we're going to see that with PvP first. That's going to be kind of where they start to try it and see how stable it is. And I think that'll be a good thing, because when I try to queue up for PvP and it's like blah. I'm hoping that we see. I'd love to see like server versus server PvP, in the sense like world versus world in Guild Wars. Like, they do a really good job, and then it's just some kind of weekly content that it's basically the equivalent of kind of the battle royale, etc. Hey Raven, how you doing? So I hope I'm not too late. I was doing roulettes, so I didn't see you were streaming, by the way. Hey, all right, Odin. Oh, and no, I'm just playing. I need to get some work done today, and then we got mass at 5, so my goal is to try to hit 60, and I think I can do it, but at some point I need to call it, because there's work that I need to get done that will make my week less stressful. I was able to get a lot done this week, but I just need to make sure that if I can go into Monday and say these different tasks are done, and then that way I can focus in on kind of the more important tasks that I need to do. That will make Monday a lot easier and make my customers happy. They I would have been much further, but I had one customer was like, oh, I need they're what I call in maintenance, so they and then they were like, oh, I need this. It's like, all right, but it's like you need to approve that time, because it takes you well beyond maintenance, and it's just kind of funny, because it's like the last meeting I had with them is like, okay, we need you to work less, and then all of a sudden it's like, I need you to work more. It's like, of course you do. But it kind of threw me off my development schedule. Hey, Jez.
But yeah, I kind of really think that they're going to start doing because see, like they're doing the oh no, that was lag go away.
Lag go away. Lag go away.
Oh no, I'm just repeatedly healing my tank, and it's like, vroom, it's zip about. I'm like,
yeah,
oh.
it's you get that like, oh, everybody's fine. No, nobody's fine. I've had that as a healer, where it's like, oh man, everybody's doing good, and you don't really notice there might not be moving. You're like, yeah, because it's like the boss is still doing whatever, because on your screen it's like that's still happening, and then it's like, okay, and then it's like all of a sudden, oh my gosh. That's actually one way that I discovered my graphics card. I'm not my graphics card. My motherboard was having issues on my old computer. I was like Titan was the killer of it. So I was in Titan, and it's like I'm like my internet is good. And then I ended up testing it throughout the house, and I was like, no, I'm getting what I'm paying for, but on this computer I'm only getting 5 MBS. Why am I only getting 5 MBS on this computer? Turns out the motherboard was going out, and the network card was built into the motherboard. And so everywhere else I was getting, like at the time I was 50-50, and it's like everywhere in the house I was like, I'm getting 50-50 or better, and except for on this one computer. And so we fixed that, and I was like, wow, Titan's not that hard. Hey, Gnosis. Oh, in 3 hours you're going to be in California. Nice.
But yeah, I just see like the whole thing, like the what is it they're doing, the regionals. I could definitely see them because they're going to be letting you play with your characters, like when they do the finals, and the finals are going to be Aether versus Primal. There's only going to be one winner of the regionals, and those regionals go on to the finals, and those and there's only going to be one team, or like it's going to be like one team from every data center.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. I like that they're doing that. I like the feast. I do. I've enjoyed playing. The problem is that when I try to get into a match, it's abysmal. So yeah, they need to. I don't know what the answer is though, because it's like, and so people were like, I went and was playing some Destiny 2 the other day just because like I wanted a PvP game. But, oh, you play Destiny? It's like, well, I haven't had to spend a penny on it, so I might as well just see what they're about. And I enjoy the PvP. I'm not doing like anything else in it, but I'm just And then it's like, yeah, like I can get into a match right away as opposed to 14, where it's like, okay, like.
I think the main thing with like, okay, so taking into effect, Destiny versus 14.
There's things that Destiny does that I'd love to see them do in 14.
Destiny more is a PvP kind of game.
That's how they solve that. That's how they solve the long-term content drought that they have.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I feel like 14 definitely has some. We have a lot of different content, which is great. That's why I'm wanting them to solve the difficulty and the orphaning of that content. But all in all, like when you look at it, it's like I can get on, I can run these roulettes. I have something to do that's PvE based all the time. In Destiny, it's like the problem I see is that once you kind of get this grind or get this, it's like, yeah, like you're done. It's like, but PvP is how they solve that problem. And
I think that's why it's a good way. Like each game does it differently. So you have like you're saying, PvP is Destiny's way.
Well, but that's like when you look at the Nightfall within like Destiny, like it's a weekly thing. It's the challenge. It's like it takes one of the dungeons or whatever they've got randomly, and it puts some modifiers on it and things like that. And it's like, yeah, like I would love to see that kind of same concept. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, modifiers. Doing modifiers would be a.
It's a very mathematically simple way to apply dynamic difficulty to a game with it without making it just straight up scaling. Imagine, let's say this dungeon was level, we'll say 80 because that's what we're assuming the level cap is going to be in 5.0. So let's say this was level 80. So all these mobs are level 80. We're level 80. We have our skills. They hit harder. And then all of a sudden we level up, and now they're level 85. We're still level 80, so now they hit even harder, and so now you can't maybe do as big as pools. It's the same dungeon. They haven't really changed anything, but a modifier to this would be interesting. Like if we kill these guys, and all of a sudden they set off like a little bomb, and it's like, okay, now you gotta kind of manage that. Or what if they added a stacking, like a modifier that all enemies have a stacking mechanic, where it's like gather together. It's like. All that exists already in the game, but simple modifiers would easily start with what modifiers do we have in Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High. It's like, okay, I would love the unlimited sprint modifier, and modifiers can be positive or negative. Like, okay, we hit harder, everything hits harder. Okay, that means we hit harder too, but that means you got to be on point as a healer.
Yeah, like going through like. Let's just put this as an example.
Okay.
The mod. Oh God, no. Yeah, nope. Can't do these. The whole system. So like the first 10 levels are nothing but positive modifiers.
That'd be cool.
But then the next 10 are nothing but negative modifiers. But then the last 10
are a mix.
Are both.
Yeah.
So like you'll have a positive, but you can have a negative too.
Yeah. I mean, Raven, like I think there's another conversation piece that I'm gonna actually a couple that I'm gonna try to put up this week. Chris is gonna be doing a lot of BFA, so as a balance, because to make sure that 14 we have 14 content, we do.
He might have to play a little bit of 14 on Tuesday
for the summer event.
A little bit.
He should be able to play that on Monday.
No, it's on Tuesday.
It's the 13th, Monday.
Is that
Monday?
Yeah,
it's Monday.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. But I'm also encouraging him to rest because when like patches for 14 drop, we have both of us to kind of like make a guide or do this or this and this. And in this case, it's like, dude, it's just you. Good luck. You know, so it's gonna be kind of crazy that way.
Yeah.
But there's two topics that I kind of want to cover this week, and I hope we'll have the time to make the video. Is one topic is going to be about incentive and progression, because I hope we see in 5.0 an evolution beyond the gear progression system that we solely rely on completely right now. And I like to see character progression, and it doesn't have to. I don't want it to impact battle whatsoever, because my controller was freaking out on me for a second.
Yeah.
And that's just various little fun things like. Like in Guild Wars 2, they have a luck system, so you can increase your quote-unquote magic find. And this one, it's like just a way to kind of offset it. But it'd be a slow grind. It would only take place once you hit cap. Every level, you get a chance of unlocking fun glamours and things like that. But at the end of the day, you got to have something, because like people think that the problem we have in the game is that they didn't introduce a tank or a healer this expansion, and that has nothing to do with the fact that why I'm not tanking or healing right now. It's that I've hit cap. There's no real incentive to go into a leveling roulette, and there should always be some incentive, some kind of thing that's going to pull you into the content. It doesn't always have to be the most incentivized thing, and that's where I think if we start looking at kind of a weekly and a monthly cadence of various things, like they've talked about it where it's like certain incentives to do certain content on certain days, like for PvP, etc. Like, did you know if you queue for PvP on a like PvP Thursday, whatever, it's like all of a sudden there is a better concept of that. And then the other piece of it that I want to talk about is kind of some quality of life stuff. I've talked about a little bit level sync. I've talked a little bit about some of the value that can be found and gathered in it, but I've talked about if we were in the story missions and things like that, then you need to be able to bring your friends in. It seems that we need to get past the concept of you don't have to, but the content difficulty should scale for the number of players, and so I should be able to level sync with a friend, and if let's say he's level 30 and he's doing the Titan quest line, I should be able to see what quest he's on, where his destination is, so we can run and do this content together, and then we can go into any kind of single, what are now a single fight instance, and do that content together.
Solo instance.
Yeah, and that way it's like I get people want to queue up for some of the mission fights. I think it's a matter that they think they want it. It'll be interesting to see if they put the work in, we get that ability, and then maybe you do it once or twice for one fight or something like that, but I doubt we're going to... Who knows? They could incentivize it. It's all about... Incentive is always important. Uh-oh. Come on. Archmage.
Yeah. My this is just me speculating, me postulating. But, like...
Nice word, postulate.
Yeah. The other... And it's just... the other thing I have to think is... It comes down to because of the spaghetti code. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've always called it, the spaghetti code of 1.0. They're still using it. They have to. They can't. They can't not use it because of players like yourself. If they got rid of that code, the first thing they would have to do is delete your characters that were 1.0 characters.
Right, but then you have to migrate them. You have to figure out what the translation is,
Because the whole issue of when your character from 1.0 came over, you got to keep all of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have, in 1.0, the different, Highlander had two different, what are they called? What are they called? The different races. Like, you have your Highlanders, your your Midlander and your Highlander. They're both yours, but they're different.
Yeah.
Like dynamically. But in 1.0, it wasn't like that. You were just a fjord.
I think that people think that 10 skills aren't gonna completely just unbalance. I mean, it's not gonna be horrible, but it's like these skills are not synced to anything that I'm doing.
Yeah, they're not. Like you can like if I'm level 70 or level 50 is the max or level 45, isn't it? 45, 48 when you get your final
50. 50 was how you currently got it.
Yeah.
I got two comms. Nice. Sweet. Yeah. Okay, let me put myself in an alliance.
It's
Sweet,
not.
8 minutes.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But so like when they got rid of that spaghetti code, that stuff would have to go away. People would get mad. Like 1.0 players would probably be a little mad. I
don't know. I think I look at it and look at the failure of the Xbox One and how they announced it. I actually, if you think about it, they were completely right about what the future is going to hold and what they want to do. But marketing and messaging is hugely important. So it's essentially the marketing and the messaging behind any of these fixes or any of these things that we want is that it's not what we're taking away, it's what we're able to give you. And then show that as a complete vision. And I'm hoping that as a part of the 5-year thing, they can talk about the next 5 years. Like, listen, like here's what we want to do. Here's how we're going to make it happen. And this is going to be where the value is. And it's going to end up being, you're going to have a greater level of enjoyment of it because of that. So it's that there's value there. But you have to it's all about messaging. Well, people are going to complain. But then is that, it's also that they might not understand it. Like, the challenge with 14 is the fact that we have different types of cultures, we have different types of languages, and how do you effectively message that and communicate that? And I think YoshiP's done a really good job. The forums are there. People are going to be upset. And you have to learn how to both listen and hear because you could be... that's one of the problems with Destiny 2 is that you could they said they were listening, but they weren't hearing their player base. We're listening, but we're not hearing you. Hearing implies understanding, and then also having a vision for the game. It's that if let's say you're building a ship and you're going to say, and here's the plans for the ship. You want to listen to that. To some people, you want to listen to people who know what they're doing. You want to have a vision for that, what that ship is going to do and what its purpose is. You have to be careful that you don't sit here and then hear and listen to everybody because not everybody's an expert on the ship. Not everybody has that understanding, and it's a very fine line, a very hard balance that in the development world. As to who you need to take from a priority perspective, what is the key thing. And I think that comes from a full understanding of the game itself. Being the fact that YoshiP plays this game is good. The reason why I can right click and report, I don't have anybody who's chatting. I'm not going to do it. Let me pick on myself. It won't let me. No, it won't let me do that. So I could say report. The reason I can do that is because he was playing the game in the North American server or whatever and got spammed by gill sellers. Now, we've been complaining about that for a while, and all of a sudden that had him shift from going, to, oh my gosh, this is a problem. Yeah. This is annoying. Here's what we want, and because, you want to look at it from all ways, because what if someone's doing it maliciously? Well, let's make sure we have a system in place that we can make sure we can find that, and so that anybody who's reporting anybody for gill selling where they're not doing it, there is repercussions
on that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a false report is a automatic 1 week ban.
Mm-hmm.
2 is they have the strike system. Like it's a 3-strike policy. Like the first false report is a week.
Mm-hmm.
2 false reports. Oh God. 2 false reports is a month, and 3 is a lifetime.
Yeah,
it's permanent.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Guild selling don't even have that. Guild selling, if you're counting guild selling.
I want to talk about guild selling because I think that problem's been solved, and we've seen it. And YoshiP even said about it when WoW first introduced it. But you look at games like Guild Wars, you look at what WoW does with the token now. I'm hoping that we see some kind of system like that in place with 5.0.
Yes.
Just the fact that all of a sudden that makes Guild have a value. We have a premium. 14 has a premium currency. It's called Krista. And imagine a world in which that Krista you could use to buy Square Enix games and merchandise, where you could do all these different things. I think there's things within the 14 economy that definitely have to be addressed. I feel like we have a lot of stuff that isn't sellable, and I'm fine with the current expansion dungeon content, all of that being, you go and play that content to get those drops. But everything within ARR and Heavensward right now, I think, should be market sellable, and I think crafters should be able to enhance it. I think every item that drops from a dungeon, a crafter should be able to take that and make it a high quality item. But from the, when we talk about the glamour as the true end game, concept, is that all of that should be, if you get it, you should be able to turn it in, which you can for seals right now. But you should be able to sell that piece of gear on the market, so that way you don't have all this gear that just drops to the floor.
Mm-hmm. They need WoW's glamour system too. Maybe not exactly, but that whole system of once you get that item, you always have that glamour.
Yeah, that's just the kind of the collection system in and of itself, because it's like, I agree, because it ends up being a little bit easier. They're moving in that direction. I just wonder, because back to your point about spaghetti code, it's like, okay, all our characters, since they can be all the jobs, they can carry all the stuff. It's like, how much memory is that, in place?
Exactly.
And the question that we need, the game needs to answer at some point, is that why should I play multiple jobs on the same character?
Good afternoon.
Hey, what's up, Clank?
Afternoon.
Right now, the game has started to shift to a, it's actually more advantageous to play multiple characters. With that, so if I wanted the tank, healer, DPS, it would be more advantageous if those were different characters, as opposed to the one character, same job, which was which is what I like. I like playing the fact that I can play these different play these different jobs on the same character. But at some point, it's going to be because you have the weekly lockouts, you have multiple characters, Sparta, so you can go get, if you want to play the game as much as you want to play the game, then you're not going to have the gear cap that you can gear up those jobs. Right now, I can't.
This comes to that problem. This comes to that problem. If gear was sellable, tradable on the market boards, people high-end raiders, right now, currently, when they were in we'll say 4.4, because that's coming up.
Yeah.
We know we're getting a new Savage tier.
Yeah.
We're getting a new Raid tier. We're getting a new Savage tier.
Yeah.
I love the story of Omega right now.
Oh yeah, dude. I like when I look at the Heavensward versus Stormblood. Oh, that's actually probably a great video I should do.
Yeah.
I love Heavensward. Heavensward by far is the better expansion. However, Stormblood has the better raids.
Yeah. So we look at things like.
I'm making that video. I'm making that video.
This is the problem. If gear was sellable on the market board, so right now it takes 11 to 12 weeks, possibly even more, probably something like 13 to 14 weeks to gear out one class.
Yeah.
If you were able to sell that gear, literally people that were raiders, 1 week, and then they'd stop playing.
Right.
So literally they would play for 4 weeks because they want to, get the entire time of their, what they pay for. So 4 weeks. But then they stop playing for 6 months. Because there's not going to be another race here until 6 months from then.
Right, and that in and of itself shows that the weakness of the progression system that we currently have. It's time for an evolution. It's time for a deeper system.
Yeah. But that's where I see the issue with if they implemented the whole system where you can pay for your eye level. And I think that's why they don't want to do it. Because, I mean, technically, in a sense, paying for your eye level is what a lot of people do by selling raids. Like, they go and they just sell the raid. Like, hey, come pay us. I think the last time someone was reported, it was 2 million gil split 7 ways. And
There's nothing wrong with it, though. Like, if people want to pay gil to get it clear on something...
Oh yeah,
that's fine. That's within the terms of service. Yeah. But that's where it's like I want to see the game evolve in the sense that where we can see that kind of some content as far as it goes to make gil worth something. And like I would focus on making gil if it could pay for my subscription. It'd be cool. It's like I love that about what WoW introduced. I love that about Guild Wars. Guild Wars doesn't have a subscription, but you can sit here like we've defeated gil sellers. Like it is not a problem in these other games. And yeah, we've added the report functionality. We've done all that. You know what completely gets rid of them? Legitimate, safe way for a player who's willing to say, hey, I want to get this token. You could pay for your subscription, and I want the gil. And then it creates market incentive, and it has the value, and it balances it. I'm streaming while you're not sleeping, BG. Yes. I figured I was gonna play a little bit. It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm hoping. My goal is I want to get to 60 on BARD. I don't know if I'm gonna hit that today, but we're gonna try. Yeah. At some point, I need to go work, and that's gonna take a lot of pressure off of tomorrow. I got mass at 5, so after this, I have to see where I'm at because I need to probably if I can. That it gives me 4 hours to pour into that. So we'll see. We'll see how much longer I go. I don't know if I'm gonna hit 60 with this run, but it would be so nice to be able.
What do you need to run?
I did my level. The queue times have just been painful. I'm on.
I'm on tank.
Yeah, I know. That's where I was like, all my tanks were offline or whatever. I'm in the Alliance raid right now, so I might see about like if I'm close, I might do a 50-60 with you or something. Something just work.
69 or 68?
I'm 69. 59.
That should be, or 59, yeah. That should level you. I mean,
I'm hoping it does. I'm almost halfway here on this. I get a lot of experience.
Oh yeah, if you're halfway, you're leveled. You're done. If you're already halfway to 69, you're leveled.
Yeah.
Because that's easily a solid level, like legitimately 1 level.
Come on. Thank you. All right, if they're not going to bring him back here, there's nothing we can do. Makes me wish I had... Oh, cool. We don't need it. Oh, nope. What are you guys doing? Humans. Man, we almost wiped on on Atmos.
Oh yeah. So, World of Darkness, one of the World of Darkness bosses, the eyeball, remember that one?
Yeah.
The joys of that one?
Mm-hmm. I do.
One of the notorious monsters in Pagos.
Nice.
Yeah. I saw that yesterday and was like, Twitch.
That's funny. All right, cool. I'm going to stand around here for a minute because there's nothing really I can do. Mouse is being a little silly. There we go. All right. Oh, good. Finally somebody. Boom shakalaka. There we go. Give me the debuff. Thank you.
Which alliance raid did you get into?
The 51, the first one, Labyrinth of the Ancients or whatever.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and
Nothing fancy.
The 3-tier like lines that you had to do. Yeah, people.
Yeah.
On that.
Well, it's funny because it's like the tank wasn't pulling him back. There was only 4 of us on the thing, and I guess he kept attacking, whatever. And it's like you got to. They're gonna make each other stronger, which they did, and then they just destroyed the tank. And it's like, then they came after us, which we were able to take them out, and then we were able to take out. But he wiped it. He wiped most of the guys. It's like, come on, everybody else is just waiting on us. It's like, oh man. You played the game. So Sultan says they played the game on the Stormblood expansion and still doesn't know the story. Would you like to know the story, Sultan? Because I can summarize it for you.
Which story?
I'm betting they're talking about whether the story of Stormblood or the story of 14.
I can admit 100% that the story of 14 overall is just really good.
Mm-hmm. It is. I wasn't the biggest fan of. I wasn't the biggest fan of. I haven't been the biggest fan of the Stormblood, especially the story. It's like, all right. I'm really hoping 4.4.
Stormblood story is very hit or miss for me, but like in the same time, like when I double glance at it, like it's a whole thing about like character growth and development.
Mm-hmm. Very true. That is a very true theme. Why am I tanking?
Because you're the bard. The bard's supposed to take.
Always and forever, man. What's up, MPC 12?
I remembered that from 11 playing Chocobo Mazraka. Like just instantly get you like all the threat.
Get out here, Balloon.
But yeah,
Reaver, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Where are you going, Balloon? Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah.
This is the most interesting chaotic run I've seen of this so far. It's been a while. I've just had nothing but smooth runs, so you kind of get spoiled.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up doing my my weekly resets on Tuesdays after I get off of work.
Yeah, that's smart. Like I need to prioritize kind of my weekly resets as well.
Well, I'm just saying even for like Pagos, like because like I tried doing Pagos and it's just like the EXP per hour and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a little bit better than what it was in the other one, but it's still like really slow.
Yeah, they built it as a grind. I think they built it with the idea that it's going to get easier over time, and so that way it starts off like incredibly painful, and then it gets like I'm gonna be. I was saying, like, if I couldn't get into this content, I was like, I might go into Animos and see what it's, see if I can't stand it. See how difficult it is without level sync. And it's like, okay. And see how, it's like, is it fast? Can I get to 17? Can I get into Pagos?
Oh, yeah. I will say this. Like, I've done a lot of math. Like, at the lower levels, it's like every 2 hours, you get a level.
Mm-hmm.
At the higher levels, yeah, it's a lot less. Like, I just went through nearly a 2 hour, and I still haven't got a level. Like, it's a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes down to the issue of we're still not realizing how to, like, repeatedly spawn the NMs. And because we're not sure. We think a lot of people have to think that they've changed the spawn like requirement, and they're thinking the spawn requirements are the same, like kill this one mob, and it's not.
You know what another thing could be too is the interference of that fate from the with the bunnies.
Some people have speculated that as well. Like, it might be that if you kill the bunny fate, the bunny elemental conflict, that the mob will spawn faster. Like,
yeah, because it's just like, I wonder if that's going by the same mentality of what they have for like the ARR fates, where it's like, oh, the longer it sits up, the longer you're gonna be waiting to do another fate.
Right. I wonder.
That's why I do it some of like the hunts and whatnot for like the old content to get the movement speed for the allied seals. It's just such a pain. Because some of those monsters that are in the log only come from a fate.
Yeah, we're officially on Baby Watch Countdown, man. So we're scheduled for the 21st. I'm going to try to put out a video with Maddie or whatever. It's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, baby number 3 almost here. Slowly building my own personal 8-man.
Next thing you're gonna see Brian be like the guy from Role Models.
It's like I'm gonna Maddie's I've already got her on a character and she's kind of playing and tooling around. But yeah, at some point I'd be like, okay, cool, let's do this. I need you to farm up Pagos for me, or whatever the whatever the expansion is. It's like this is your after homework job. Did we make it? No. Haven't seen this happen in a while, but this was happening all the time back in the day.
You're white to ancient player.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It
happens more consistently than you think.
Well, it was happening like every time, no matter what. It was always the first time.
The thing is, I think people are just trolls and they just.
I don't know. At some point, like at that point, like you've committed a lot of effort to troll somebody for one wipe when it's like you're not gonna prevent people from clearing it, so you're only wasting your own time at that point. I think it does. The fact is we can introduce a lot of people to this style content, and so it's like because of the roulette, it ends up being so much. It's just like people are coming in, they're learning it. Maybe they haven't run this in years, but yeah, when they introduced the Alliance Roulette, I was very happy. Happy with the Raid Roulette, even though I don't do it much. Hey, what's going on, Legendary Mike?
Oh yeah, I finally got Alex 4 down
nice
unlocked.
We should run it. I haven't run Alex in forever.
And now, Sparta, I know what you mean about that one trial fight. And it's such a pain in the butt.
Which trial fight?
Warring Triad.
Oh! Yeah. The Warring
Sophia.
Triad. You haven't done Zervin yet. You haven't done Zervin.
Oh, Zervin was fun.
Sophie is nothing compared to Zervin. You ain't seen nothing. Sophie is easy compared to Zervin.
I never all those primals, the Heavensward primals. I just felt like they were just the Warring Triad is like they were kind of just there and never felt like it kind of became much of anything. Okay, pads. Can we do it? Yay! We'll see if we can do it the second time. It'd be great if there was like a level 70 version of this content.
Well, again, like as you were saying before, like with the whole like Savage Plus system or whatever, like I really wish that they would just, I don't know, like.
I mean, because like every week they could have a couple different things.
Like make the mechanics more like threatening.
Yeah.
That way people have to do them.
Well, and it's like if the content scaled to the different level, like they could pick every week like 3 dungeons and 1 of the raids, you know, and it's like, yep, we're gonna say, but it's got to be dynamic because I couldn't. Oh man, are we gonna make it? Oh, thank goodness. It's always annoying when you wipe.
You look at Doomscape, you can run through like a lot of it, but you still need to know like a lot of the mechanics because it's just like, oh, Doom can kill you at any time.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Alliance raid could be hard because it's like essentially the idea is like from a 4-man concept perspective is like I think you can do a party finder, right, or something like that. If they did matchmaking, there's definitely a challenge there.
While I'm on the, while I have this fresh in my mind, actually I had a question for you for OBS.
Yeah, go ahead. I saw your message and I hadn't messaged you back.
Yeah. Okay, like I have my webcam and like I have my webcam going through like my phone because I have a thing on there called like Droid app, and that like allows me to like record like my phone for being a webcam onto my computer. And for some odd reason, like it doesn't like show up on my screen anymore. Like I just get an orange box.
You good for a 5060? An orange box. Is something else? Is something else using your webcam? Like, is there some other programmers?
No, that's what I thought was weird.
Yeah, maybe we could do a Zoom or something like that where I can kind of connect in and look around on your computer. Because I don't know, like off the top of my head, orange box.
Like, because it's like where the video feed would be. Like, if you go and you look at my, I posted like a Golden Sun Isaac theory thing for him being in Smash.
Yeah.
If you look at that, if you look at the very bottom, that's the orange box that I'm talking about.
So RNG Jesus hates Raven. So trying to, sorry, 1 second, get the mount from Almingo for 2 months. Still not lucky with no rolls. I'd love to, like, outside of like I don't want to have an impact on somebody's rolls, but it'd be so neat if you could actually increase your luck in this game, just so you could feel like you could, you know, by grinding you could have, you know, a slightly better impact on it. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm ready for.
We're in queue. We're in queue. What do you say, Sparta?
What mounts in Alamigo? I never.
I'm thinking he's. I think they're talking about.
It's the They're talking about the mech mount where it's the it's like looks like a construction kind of thing, like the Magitech. It's a different Magitech one.
I guess I'll have to farm Alamigo a little bit. I think they need to implement that system. Like, if they implement a, like...
I'm hoping we get a... Well, I guess we won't get a 60 because I'm not 60, but... 50 dungeon.
Yeah, it's fine with me. Ah, crap.
$50 and below, which we are 50, so I'm gonna get that experience boost.
But like, and it's like the like RNGs. Oh, great. But some of the stuff needs to. They've already got the system where, like, if you do raids, like the 8-man and the 24-man. And why can't they have that in dungeons? Why can't they have that in?
Yeah. I think most of the work's done on it. That's the thing. It's like, from a code, I look at it from a coding perspective. It's like, okay, You've created this here. You've created this here. Let's, you know, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Let's just look at grabbing that. Boom. Yeah. Make that sweet, sweet XP.
Yeah, why can't there be like systems like that? Because it's just, it's ridiculous that it's
I think
not.
there can be. That's my hope. Is that behind the scenes, because they gave this game, this expansion, a huge budget. I don't think we've seen a lot of content, and I know that there's probably some rework in there. Like when you talk about like, okay, you have these old systems and you got to fix these things, that ends up being kind of a big part of it. But I'm hoping that we get to see that it pays off with 5.0. Oh yeah, I gotta do me some of that action.
Oh, you can definitely see that the system is more.
Yeah.
Like like the budget is a lot more. You can see that just from their
hey, gorgeous.
the 8-man.
Good, we're almost done.
Or even the 24-man.
I haven't eaten, but I'll get myself some food here in a minute. What kind of your salad? Yeah. That sounds good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some lunch and I'm gonna get some work done. Have a good day, Raven. Thank you. Hope I make it. I want to make it because that will open up a lot more options for me, and as I work on BARD, and I'm hoping to get BARD done before the end of August because I want to get. The dream is to sit here and have all my jobs done by the time 4.4 drops, and so maybe they'll have 4.4 later into September. I don't know. I'm also like excited because I'm gonna play. I think I'm gonna pick up Dragon Quest 11 for PC. I don't know how much streaming I'm gonna do because I just figure it'd be something I can kind of kick back, play, and go from there. Working on and almost done with Paladin, then Ninja. Nice. Then another 10 jobs to 70. But that is definitely ambitious. I want to have all of my jobs at 70, especially as it relates to then getting ready when we are into 5.0. Because then I want to be able to make sure that I can kind of get those done quick and easy. And then what we can do, it'll be kind of fun. I can kind of put some polls together on what people would like to see.
Did anyone pick up the key?
Is there a key? I don't think there is a key. Oh, there is a key. Nope. The door's locked tight. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done this. Oh, there it is. Gunblade tank for 5.0. I want that, and I want a reason to play tank once I hit level cap. Like they, you know, the crack clusters and everything like that is not really an incentive. They need a additional progression system baked into the game as soon as you hit level cap.
Well, they have the mount thing.
Mount's fine, but it's that I should be able to level up continually, and then it has no impact on battle, but there should be like should give me the ability to then say like I want to increase my leveling, you know, my running speed in this town by 1%. And it's like cool. Then I can just like as I level, I can just kind of pick these different various things about the game that I can improve without breaking, you know, any of the content. Because then it's like cool, yeah, you know, just a little thank you for leveling and, you know. Getting, you know, playing the game and getting a level's worth of EXP after cap. Make it so.
Actually, I was gonna say that's one thing I do wish that they would add to this game.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you want to, you know, because like, no matter what, let's say they add a new tank and healer. Well, I'm gonna level all my tanks and healers because that's what I do. I enjoy that kind of content, and so that for me is not a thing. Once they're at cap, I don't go and do a leveling roulette as a tank or a healer. I have no need for it, and they can fix that. Hey, what's up, Matt Mars? Yeah, and tenacity being more relevant, absolutely. I like the concept of tenacity. Yeah. But yeah, I think that, it'll be interesting to see where 5.0 goes and how the game progresses, from here. It's really cool to see like how it's come in 5 years.
When is the actual 5th-year anniversary? I know it's
the game launched on the 27th, so they're doing their 14-hour stream on August 31st. But so it would be August 27th. Oh, who we lost Bone Mo. This is getting crazy. Man, I'm running out of TP.
But yeah, a lot of the issues they've had, it all can be led to other things.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it can be dealing with a bunch of different small things, but just like we've always said, small things add up.
They do. Like, let's say challenge log, right? Challenge log is a really cool piece of content they add to it, but it needs to evolve. It needs to evolve. There needs to be, and then it could be incorporated into things like your grand company or your free company or things of that nature.
I wish that they would improve upon like the individual job hunting logs, like how they have in the past, like because they haven't done anything with them.
Since like, and so it just there. But then you look at it like I like to, because I kind of thought it'd be cool to be able to track challenges in my duty information over here on the right. But Sparta brought up a good point about that could also be incredibly busy for people on the screens, and so then Chris said, and I think and Sparta agreed. As your challenge log, give you a status update when it comes to like Eureka, like how are you progressing on that challenge? Like just the hunting log does that. It says 1 of 3.
Definitely.
And it's like, so that system already exists. Let's see if we can't get some of those features to put together. It's the joining of those things. So it's like, yeah. And so, yeah, and then I'd still like to see kind of like the challenge log, maybe even take into account various things that you did the previous week and see if you can't beat it. Like, hey, did you know you ran 10 dungeons last week? If you do 11 this week, we're gonna, boom, another challenge unlocked or something like that. So that way it's like you can kind of have this like weekly personal best and just little things that just add, I think, overall to the overall enjoyment and experience of the project and the game, the play. What's up, Whitney? I'm planning on leveling it to 70. Actually, y'all voted, and so it's going to 70. My goal is trying to hit 60 today before I end stream, but it is 125, so I'm hopefully not setting myself up for a crazy week. Clink, if you could roll, I think we can...
I did.
Okay, cool. It's got 28 seconds. Wait to pull, so we might be able to get our fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give us a DPS. Shouldn't be too hard. There we go. Welcome, Zane. Well, what are your options, Whitney?
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go and pull. My worry is that I'm setting my expectations too high for 5.0. Should we take out the gliders or do we leave them be? It's been a long time.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Let's see how easy they go. I think they go down pretty easy. Yeah, they go down pretty easy. Yeah, they go down easy. All right, cool. Gliders out. I like that I can move as a bard. But that's what it's like, yeah. It'll be neat to see. It'll be neat to see what they do. Where's my battle voice? Did I not finish casting that? Okay, cool. Foe's Requiem. Derptastic Ninja, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Don't know if you're here with us live. If you are, sound off. Otherwise, hopefully to hear from you in the comments at some point in the future. I like the name. Derptastic Ninja. Yeah, I'm already enjoying BARD dramatically more than I enjoyed Machinist. But I think Machinist could be something that could be really enjoyable. It just, for me, it would just be a few quick changes. But I'm wondering also if we get to see like Beastmaster at some point, because I do like pet jobs.
I think it'd be cool if they could do like a derivative of Machinist to make it into like Puppet Master.
Mm-hmm, they could. That's one of the things that I literally would like to see it kind of change is that the turret thing is fine, and I don't necessarily mind it so much, but I would like the option to just give myself a pet little putt robot that's going and following and moving, and it's like that would have been, I think, far more enjoyable as a machinist for me rather than having to sit here and here's this turret or here's this turret. It's like no. Let's have some fun with this.
Joy. Just to warn y'all,
Yeah.
they might be taking the game down pretty soon.
Oh, is there maintenance?
Emergency maintenance.
I hope I get this clear.
Oh no, you'll get your clear. The problem is, there's something wrong with the party finder.
Okay.
Because I have a party up, and this person can't join.
We had that problem the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, and Derptastic is with us live. We were just praising your name, Derp.
And it's literally happened every time they release new content, and that's something they need to fix.
Well, hello, Derp. Really appreciate you coming and dropping in and saying hi. And thanks for hitting the subscribe button, man. If you didn't hear it earlier, I said I welcomed you, but I'll welcome you now. Welcome to the workforce. Can we get some love in chat for Derptastic Ninja? Let's pick up the tiny key this time. We totally... It's like, that's what, the thing is, like, this dungeon, when was the last time I ran it? I guarantee you it's been 2 years since I've been in this dungeon at a minimum. And
What dungeon is that?
It's the Brave Fox Long Stop Hard.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's been, and this is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Because it's the problem is that when they give me 2 dungeons to run in an EX roulette, I guarantee you, it's like, no matter how good those dungeons are, you're going to get bored of them, after a period of time. Like, oh yeah, I love the Geomancer dungeon, right? But
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, EX roulette. Ooh. Nobody's giving love in the chat. Thanks, chat. It's like if you've got emojis, use them. You're very welcome.
But yeah,
that's the different platform. Go ahead, sorry, Sparta.
Oh no problem.
All right, drop your bombs. Get out of here. Yeah. I don't know why I did that, but I did. There we go. Apparently I won something. I don't remember rolling on any of it, but oh well. Bomb time. I pushed it back. There we go. Thanks, David.
Yeah, it's just like this is how I felt when they implemented the duty roulette.
Yeah.
Or like expert. It should not have been. It should not be 2 dungeons and all you get. It should be expert roulette. Should be the entire level 70. Like if it's a level 70, you should be an expert at it.
Yeah.
You should be doing the expert.
I'm fine when they move them out of into their own like thing. Now we have got 70s at some point, but it's like I do that at the expansion. Just give, or at least keep like 5 in there.
What I would think is when you have the expert, that should be your level 70. So like right now, your expert is level 70.
Yeah.
Your level 60 and your level 50 should be split. You should have a level 50 roulette. You should have a level 60 roulette.
Stop being
that way,
unselectable.
Yeah, like if you look at the level 50, 60, that's a huge list of dungeons. If they split that, it would, you know, be better.
And 60, baby.
You would always get a level. You would always get a level 50. You would always get a level 60 every week.
Mastering of War, baby, and achievement unlocked. A Life of Adventure 2, achievement unlocked. Awesome.
I give it to the Dragoon.
Dungeon Master. Character. Equipment. Boom. 207 now. Much better. I think I have a couple of pieces of gear for them. I think I got the legs and feet. I just got to find them.
If you have... Okay, that's your BARD. It's Machinist gear.
Oh, yeah, it's BARD Machinist. Let me just check my character's inventory. Because I think I have legs and feet. No. Yep. Oh, sorry. And then that was legs, and I think I have feet. Yep.
Yeah.
Inventory. Got it. Legs. Return to inventory. Feet. Return to inventory. And character. Inventory. And let me get the 260s. Yep. Equip. And... Nope, not yet for that. Yep.
It's gotten bad where some things...
That's much better. That is much better. Hey, thanks, man. I hit my goal. I hit my goal. Let's see here. That feels good. That feels like I'm making good progress. So now, look at my character sheet, baby. And here we go. We are in T-3 to go. And y'all voted for BARD. So BARD won by 1 point. And now I've got, so the order is going to be BARD, Dragoon, then Monk. And that's going to be it. And that's going to wrap up all of my jobs. I'm hoping to have it done before 4.4, but realistically we have a bad... yeah, have you beat the new... No, I haven't actually beat it. I've played it a couple times. We keep getting further. It comes down to a time commitment, and I haven't been able to play since video games. I haven't played this game since Tuesday. To explain the level of busyness it gets difficult. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then I actually have to work today. So I gotta work. I'm gonna go to mass, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of the evening hanging out with Jubilee and kind of resting before I have a crazy week. So typically, Julie let me sleep in today, which is like I just slept at 10:30. I get up normally around 5 or 6 in the morning to get started. That's even like I'll even work on YouTube stuff or videos and code, and then it's like, oh man, like I think my body just said I wake up normally. I wake up without an alarm most days. I just did not wake up. So we're gonna do that. That's kind of gonna be my afternoon plan. I'm hoping to keep plugging away at this. Man, there's so much I love about this game. There's so much, and that love is, there's so much that I want in this. And the thing I want though, because I definitely have been feeling a little burned out, is I want to get these jobs finished. So that way with 4.4, I can focus on just gearing up on my tanks and doing the end game content. I think that takes a lot of pressure off of that. I think I just came up with a new video that I'm going to work on and try to get out this week. This week we got Chris. He's running BFA. as it launches on Monday. So I don't think he's got anything coming out on Monday. At least I told him to rest. Like, rest, dude. You got a heavy week ahead of you with the new expansion for WoW. So he'll be streaming that. So just keep an eye out for that. Yeah, thanks guys so much, all of you, for hanging out. Welcome Derp, Reaver, Shoopadoobadood, 4x4, Nastasha, or Year Zero, David, and welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button if you've been hanging out with us on live stream. Really appreciate it. Thanks for guys, just all y'all support, watching our videos and all of that. So hope to do some more live streaming here. Life calms down. We got a baby on the 21st coming. We don't know if it's a boy or girl, so you'll be seeing some of those updates and some more vlogs from me in the weeks to come. Anyway, guys, thanks Clink and Sparta for hanging out in voice. I really appreciate that. If any of you guys want to join in voice, we've got a couple things. We're going to be making some changes. So I'll actually we'll have a little. I'm gonna have a little powwow meeting with you guys in Discord, not after the show, but we're gonna kind of, once we have everything kind of what we're planning on doing for year 2 finalized and things like that. I think it's really some really exciting stuff. I think it's going to be really good for the community, and but I'm gonna talk to everybody in Discord about it first, so that way that we'll get y'all's feedback at some point. But anyway, if you guys be interested in joining our Discord community, it is a private community. But if you have like Amazon Prime or something like that, you can actually get in for free. But you can always sponsor us here on YouTube, Twitch, or on Patreon. Yeah, it really helps. It allows us to play more games and talk to you guys about a wide variety of games. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.